All right. Welcome, welcome. So, how to make music like G Jones and Eprom. Um, this is gonna definitely end up being a multi-part series because I've studied this a lot and studied their stuff a lot, and I feel like I know and my intention. I should preface this whole thing with my intention is not for you to try to just emulate only. I'm hoping that you can learn some techniques and do something different. And my whole thing is I'm not trying to emulate, but I'm interested in what they're interested in, and I'm interested in some of these old school sounds and these techniques. But today's video is going to be about making sort of we're going to be thinking about chords in a granular way. So that's why I got this thing to start with here. This sample is a screen recording I took off YouTube, and I wasn't able to. It's not like he's not a very big artist who played this, but um, let me try to pull it up for you so you can see. He's a really great contemplative keyboardist. If you've ever heard of Steve Reich or Philip Glass or any sort of contemplative minimalist modernist musicians. Let me show you what this instrument is. So it's a little prepared piano, mini piano. And I just love the sound of this thing. He puts rocks on it. Here's what it looks like. For some reason, the video is not playing. But that's what the piano looks like. See how there's rocks on it? And you can look him up. His name's Shoheiku Do Music. Shoheikudo Music. And I think he's from Japan. He's a really cool guy. But I just couldn't help but sample some of his videos because it's so beautiful. And I'm a big fan of these things. And I thought this would be a perfect sample to start with because notice how it goes through different chord changes, but it's very repetitive, but there's also a lot of detail and it's organic. And it has a very solid chordal melodic structure to it, and it's very hypnotic. There's a lot of reasons why this style of recording it really works well for what I'm going to do next. Oops, I don't want to X out that. Yeah. So really what we're going to do is we're going to throw this in Granulator once I process it a little bit. I did process it with a little bit of my double OTT rack here and a snap heap. And the snap heap I put before the OTT so that the OTT would really bring out the details of this little reverb and delay, and then it's sidechained. All right. So we're at 200 BPM, and I wanted to put this on repitch so that we don't get any sort of warping artifacts, and then turn the BPM way down. So let's see what it sounds like at 140. All right. So next thing I want to do is I want to start layering some stuff under this, and we're going to put it all in a group because we're basically making our own sample, and I want to add a little bit more instruments here. So I'm going to go into the I'm going to go into the piano presets here in packs and see what we can get. There's this upright Spitfire piano I think is pretty good. Let's see how this sounds. I'm gonna actually see what it sounds like with the snap beep after this. Let's tweak this OTT a little bit too. All right, so I'm gonna try to get it in tune here by adjusting the BPM. Let's see how close I can get. Okay, so the more cool stuff we put in this, kind of the better this result will be. So I'm gonna also get a little bit of birds out. Get a little good old birds. It's got to be the right bird though. I didn't know I had so many gooses. There we go. Yeah, looking for like a more sparse one. Here we go. So, I mean, I know I spam the OTT so hard, but I can't not. So let's put it on the birds. I reversed it right here just for a little something else. So let's turn the low down on the OTT here. I'm gonna turn the mid down quite a bit so we just get that nice high, and then let's adjust this high mid crossover point. So that could be something nice to automate. Just sweep it in and out. All right, now let's get an operator out and get some bass going. And we're just gonna do simple progression here. All right, so a little decapitator on the sub. Now I'm gonna put a little decapitator on the whole thing too. All right, so we can keep adding stuff forever, but at some point you gotta bounce it out and keep going for this technique to work. So let's go record from the output. All right, so I'm gonna call that disto sub. Now let's get a version of it without the bass, and let's go for the decapitator to turn down a little bit on the distortion. And let's record that. Okie dokie. And we're actually gonna stitch these all together, so I'm not even gonna label them. But let's do one now where we put some a delay plugin. Like I'm gonna use Timeless. Use it whatever plugin, and let's just put fully wet on the mix and record some of this. All right, and then that's that. Just so that we can have some other effects in there. And the great thing about this technique is it just keeps on going, you know what I'm saying? You can kind of do it forever. So let's get all these and let's Command J to consolidate them. Now the actual track's going to be written up here in my template. So let's get in the duct folder, or group I should say. Getting ash on the MacBook. We're going to use Granulator 2. We're going to use Granulator 2 because it's actually better, in my opinion, than granulator 3 because of some very specific things that I'm about to show you. So let's get ourselves some space. I like to just copy some blank space and then paste, 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 paste. All right, then we're gonna get our sample and put it in the granny. Okay, so you can think of this as every grain shape, think of it as an individual note in a sequence. So what do I mean by that? Instead of drawing notes, I'm just gonna drag a note out for a whole bar. Now, maybe let's do half a bar. All right, so let's say we have 4. Now, let's set some things up first in our granulator. So you want to turn these filters off. Set the voices to 1. And then all the work we're going to be doing here, let's let the release a little bit shorter, like 600 milliseconds. You can turn the volume up because it defaults to -6 dB. I also default to having I have this OTT on here. And now back in the main tab, we're going to be doing the work with this oscillator shape, this grain shape. Now look at how we have this shape control right here. So let's group the granulator and let's macro map the shape, wavetable shape. And we're doing this so that we could also in the future map these macros to something else at the same time. You can see as you increase the shape here, it becomes more of a square shape, like a tabletop, and you'll have gaps. So listen to it now. All right, so you hear what I did. I slowed down the grain speed to be not exactly in sync, but because I'm resetting on the kick and snare point, the 1 and the 3 point if you're writing in halftime, or the 1 and the 2 point if you're writing regular time. That's what's going to start giving you this quintessential sort of G. Jones Eprom granular. I do it in my own way, and I like to do it in sort of a, I don't know. I have tried to do it in my own way, but very inspired by those two with this kind of sound. So, I mean, there's so many cool little sweet spots. And so if I find a sweet spot that sounds good already, I'll mark the automation point on the grain size macro here. And then you can put these little flares. So let's say if it hits on the 1, it tightens, it goes from tight to loose like this. So then you're gonna want to automate the file position so you can get your chord progression. So let's get a bunch more of these out here. Just shift, command duplicating time. Now I can play with our file position. So sometimes I like to use a knob like my MIDI twister. Right now I'm just sitting here, so I'm just gonna record automate this. So I'm going to unarm the recording of the track. So we just use the MIDI that's in the track, but then I'm going to hit this button up here, and this is going to be recording my automation. If I hit record now. You that didn't sound good. I'm gonna go back and let's talk about the shape again. So watch as I smooth the shape out. It's gonna be more smooth now. If you want to tighten it even more, you can mess with this tilt and spike. So this one we're going to macro as well because we really want to control the amount of this knob. So let's go to map and let's just dial in that part of the spike. So that's how tight we want to go. Now let's put the macro at the bottom and then adjust this lower value to attenuate the amount of shape modulation we want. All right, so I hit Command Z there because it looped over itself and I wanted the old automation. Let's see if I got it. All right, now I'm gonna play with this shape a little because you don't want it so tight the whole time. It's fun to modulate the shape, so we can do the same thing with that. So I actually don't recommend macroing it. unfortunately, just because it's maxed for live, it starts to glitch out sometimes. So we're just gonna do this manually, okay? Let's back up for a sec. You can also automate the. I know I'm doing a bunch of stuff and not explaining it, but you can turn the scan on and off, which is pretty cool. And if you turn the scan time up a lot, like 1,000, it'll just scan slowly through, and it just gives you different sound. So I think I'm gonna get a couple of Sophie claps here and just layer them in there. See how it sounds. See how this sounds. Some Sophie claps. Sneak that little one in somewhere, like right before the end. Just putting a couple Sophie sounds in here, I think. Okay, so there's some important elements we're missing, obviously. So I'm gonna go into my sound clash library, or maybe some of the sounds I have stashed here. I feel like this one might be pretty good just at the end here. We're trying to get like a little phrase or something. And then like, like we need some sort of effects in here, like a couple, couple effects. Okay, I'm gonna command B this. I'm also going to Command B this. Alright, so there's a couple effects. Also, we should probably have the think break in here at least. Alright, let's get a 808 symbol out here. And then here's a cool trick. So if you have a sequence like this in the granulator and you want just a hi-hat that'll follow that same weird pace, you get the noise out, or a hi-hat. Noise. I like noise. So you get this noise out, and then you just delete the automation on the file position so that you can do like the right noise part, and then leave everything the same and it'll just follow along, and then you can filter it. So let's just get rid of the mids and the lows here on the OTT, boost these highs up a bit. I'm gonna get rid of the spike and shape automation though. If you turn that tilt up, it really becomes a little hi-hat shape. And then we could put something like corpus on here. For that like Aphex Twin inside a modulated tube sound. And so it's kind of hard to get these perfect, you know, which is why it's good to just select stuff in Command B, because then you can really control it, you know, and put it in the right spot. So let's Command B. Now we're not in granular land anymore. Now look, we could even regranulate this if we wanted. And then, we need a few little hype vocals too.
Hey!
Hey!
Hey! Hey! Hey! Hey! Hey! Hey! Hey! Hey! Hey! Hey! Hey! Hey! Hey! Hey!
Wonder if I can find that same vocal I used. Shizzle Master.
Now you. Let's.
Hey, Marie.
You.
I think that's the one. I thought maybe it would layer it back underneath. For that, I need that one word because that word doesn't sound right.
You're the one for me to take your place, you see. The guy. I told you goodbye. 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 I told you goodbye.
Oh, actually, it's fine.
I told you goodbye. I told you goodbye. I told you goodbye.
Oh, it's these drums.
I told you goodbye.
So that's a good example of that. Let me see what I can do here. So, in the coming videos, you know, I'm gonna do more segments on more arrangement stuff because this is just a drop so far. So I wanted to show you. Let me see. I want to drag in this new track I made. I gotta start being a little bit more safe with my thing. Alright, I'm gonna just grab it real quick. I just gotta save this. Okay. October's been a pretty productive month, but we're about to be coming in hot next year. I'm working on all kinds of stuff. Let me pull up one of these new ones. Because this whole tutorial was based off of the track that I wrote yesterday or 2 days ago or whatever. And I did it the same way with Granulator and made the sample first. But, you know, I wasn't doing it on stream, so it's a little cleaner because I feel like the pressure doesn't really serve me always on stream. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It's kind of hard to tell sometimes. But yeah, here's the track. So let me pull up the screen share again. Let's see. Okay, I probably should not have played that on stream. I hope someone doesn't steal that because I feel like it's really good. I don't know. I like it a lot. Hopefully my voice wasn't too low this whole time. It looks actually kind of like it might have been pretty low, but I didn't talk very much anyways. But anyways, probably anyone who's stealing tracks off YouTube isn't waiting till the end of like an hour-long video of me randomly making a beat after a clickbaity ass title like that. But anyways, big up, big up, big up, big up, big up, big up, peace. Much love. I'll see you later. Ow.